How you doing? This is Tom Crandall from Gear Mashers. We're at Interbike 2018, and I'm at CRONE Roller, and we're at their booth, and they make amazing rollers here. Actually, you won't be able to see them, they're below here. But anyway, there we go. And I have Jason here, co-founder of CRONE Roller.
Yep. Hey, yeah. So this is kind of our coming out party at Interbike this year. Like we just got our crowdfunding going. In fact, we actually got funded during the Interbike this year, so that's super cool. We have production units on the way, and so we're going to have inventory by the end of October. And so yeah, we're just ready to launch right into business. And this has been a great show for us. A lot of interest, a lot of product validation.
So one thing that makes your rollers different than pretty much anybody else's that I've seen is the design of the roller. Yep. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely, yeah, this is absolutely unique to us. In fact, we're patented on this shape, on this design. And so what we wanted to do, knowing that the physics of a roller is that if you wanted an easier ride, you would have a larger diameter roller, like a 4-inch roller. If you wanted a harder ride, you'd like a 2-inch roller. And with that in mind, as you move from the center of this roller, you start moving down and you encounter more resistance. And so your wheel wants to seek that path of least resistance, which is right back up to the middle of the roller. And so it just wants to gently kind of correct you up here. And the secondary effect is that as you move downhill on the roller, the uphill side of your tire is making a little more surface contact. And so that also wants to kind of encourage you back to the middle. And so since it's a continuous curve, there's no actual flat spot up here. You wind up just kind of having this nice little dance right on the top of the roller. So it'll kind of move a little bit to one side, move a little bit to the other. But if you get distracted, or even if you want to pull over to the side, you certainly can. And then it will give you feedback. You'll feel resistance. You'll hear it, and then it will just kind of want to, like I said, encourage you back to the center.
So for those who are used to riding rollers, this is an easy sort of entry roller, and for people who are advanced roller riders, but it makes it a lot easier for the novice to actually get on the roller.
Absolutely. We wanted to kind of cater to knowing that we had that barrier to entry for new riders, but we also have established riders that are perfectly comfortable on rollers. And so we wanted to kind of appeal to everybody. And so the way we did that, of course, this makes it a lot easier for anyone to get on and to really kind of get used to rollers and have all those benefits that we get from riding rollers, like engaging more core, things like that. But if you're a more advanced rider, all of a sudden you can turn your brain off, watch TV, and not fall off the rollers. And so it's super nice that you can still be very engaged with your ride, but not that full engagement where you're having to pay attention the entire time, so you can make training more fun. And then I'm sure we'll talk in a second about our level fit frame, and that's something else that we bring to it, that even if you're a complete pro and you've been riding rollers for ages and you don't need any help with your stability, you can still benefit from having your bike fit actually work on your frame.
Okay, so the back roller is different than the two other rollers, correct?
Correct. And so the way it's set up is that the front roller and the middle roller are this shape, and then it's just a classic cylindrical roller for the rear. And there's no real science behind that, except for that there was no benefit to having a third shaped roller. In fact, as we tested configurations, it actually went over the stability curve and became less stable. And so, but the real trick is that when you sit on a roller, any set of rollers in the world, your rear wheel sits between the back two rollers. Your front wheel sits on top of the front roller, and so it effectively elevates the front end of your bike relative to the rear. And it usually winds up being about 3 centimeters. And any bike fitters out there, from a bike fits perspective, that's 3 miles. That's huge. And so we wanted to correct that. And it really was a pretty simple fix. It was just a little bit of design in our frame. And so we elevated the rear two rollers, so axle to axle is actually level on your bike. And so again, you get on, you feel stable, and your bike feels like your bike because you're riding just like you would on the road.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So if someone wants to pick up this trainer now,
Yep.
Can they?
So almost. So you can go to our Kickstarter campaign now, linking off our website or searching CRONE Roller on Kickstarter.com. So we'll have inventory, and so we'll start fulfillment at the end of October. So end of October to November, whenever they land, we'll be ready to fulfill. And so at the end of the Kickstarter campaign, which I think is 19 days away, retail will be $650, and you'll definitely be able to pick them up from us for $650. And through Interbike, we're actually starting to work with retailers and start to get these on some shop floors as well.
Okay, so for those that want to do the Kickstarter, will they save any money on the?
Absolutely. Great question. I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked it. Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're at 475 for this block on Kickstarter. After these units, it bumps up again. I forgot what the next price is, but yeah, 475 right now. Yeah, you're never going to see them for a better price than that, and so that's definitely a really good time to get your hand on these rollers.
All right. So the last question, as far as materials that you're using, what are the materials made out of?
So aluminum and aluminum. So aluminum roller, aluminum frame, and so the rollers themselves are an anodized aluminum. The frame is a powder coated aluminum. We want durability on both ends, right? And so yeah, so material selection has been nice. We also want to keep the weight is a bit of a factor. Like weight's good in the roller because we want to be able to have that inertia and have wattage and all those things. But also if you want to go to a bike race or go to the track or something like that, you don't want to lug around a 60-pound set of rollers. And so we wound up being around 20 pounds with that aluminum frame on there.
All right, that's pretty cool. The other thing that I forgot to mention here is the trainer doesn't fold down, but it actually slides into the frame itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a telescoping frame, telescopes down to about, I think 32 inches is our fully compressed. And they actually lock closed as well. So we use an index pin for our adjustment with our 4 afts, so you can adjust the different wheelbases. And then whenever you close it, that locking pin just latches it closed. So carrying it's nice and easy.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you. All right, definitely check out Kickstarter. It's an amazing product. And I'll do maybe some shots of it later on. Thanks.